the Cover Price Top 10 Hottest Comics of the Week. Our show is on Friday. This list comes out on Monday. Well, what we like to do is we like to go through the top 10 hottest comic books, and Chris takes his 3 most interesting picks from this top 10 list and dissects it a little bit, just breaks it down a little bit. And it's always something it's worth your wait because you will gain some knowledge from it. I harken back, Chris, to your Spider-Man 300. We gotta pump that up. We gotta probably play that again during the show. It's just outstanding. Anyways, I'm digressing here. We're going to get into it right now, as a matter of fact. The Cover Price Top 10 Hottest Comic Books of the Week. At number 10 is KANAN. Number 1, we were just talking about KANAN, both Chris and I. Number 9 is New Avengers. Number 9, the first appearance of KAIJU. Number 8 is DC Nation Presents DC Future State. Number 1, the retailer Black Border variant. Apparently, comic book shops only got one of these. The blue variant was free, but all retailers got one of these, but not all retailers got it, actually. Number 7 is Star Wars Dr. APHRA. Number 6, the BARTEL 1 in 25 variant. Number 6 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. This thing will not go away. The Last Ronin, number 1. Number 5 is Thrawn, number 1. We all know why that's there. Number 4 is Marvel Spotlight. Number 9, Newsstand Edition, the first appearance of Mr. E. At number 3, we have Marvel Spotlight number 9. This is the direct edition. It's interesting that is above the newsstand. Number 2 is Star Wars Heir to the Empire. Number 1, the first appearance of Thrawn. And number 1 is Champions. Number 1, the second print, that beautiful cover of Miss Marvel. Chris, interesting list this week. Very interesting.
Yeah, I found it very, very interesting. There's been so much controversy over that Black variant DC Future Slate preview. I'm not getting into that. Nope.
hey, I got a surprise. I got a surprise. I'm surprised to hear this. That Sis Lorley has all of those Star Wars on the list. That is a shock.
Yeah, I'm shocked as well.
An absolute shock, Sis Lorley. Anyways, moving on.
All right.
Chris.
Yes.
You picked 3 from that list that you found most interesting. We're gonna dissect that list.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's go for it. What's the first book on the list?
Guys, number 3. Yes. The Last Ronin, man. This is what, 5 weeks in a row now, as well as the weeks it spent during its pre-order weeks. Guys, The Last Ronin. I didn't just pick this book because it continues to be hot and it continues to be on this list. I picked this book because I feel like it's 1986 and everyone has Turtle Mania again, dude. Turtle books are going crazy right now. Crazy, not just this one. And look, we've only had the first issue. That's it. But man, I'm so happy to see this keep doing its thing. It sold 62 more copies. That's a 109% increase this last week. A CGC 9.8 sold for $190, making me really want to send this bad boy off the CGC because, Sith and Azores would know that I really was very careful reading through that. I think it could still get a 9.8. This book is something else, man. So you know what I did? I told you guys about how my son wanted it. Hey, can I read that? I'm like, I got to find you the digital issue because you're not touching this. Then I pre-ordered number 2. I bought 2, thankfully. I should have bought more. Then I pre-ordered number 3 and I bought 4. So people are going to hate on me because I'm going to do some flipping. We'll see what happens with issue 3. I'm hoping that something big happens in one of these books, hopefully number 3. I'll probably buy a few issues of the other ones too, but I'm hoping that some twist happens that'll really kind of like one of those books too. We'll see. Regardless, though,
I mentioned this that I sold mine as soon as I got it, but I bought a new one on eBay for $18. Right, free ship.
You did?
Free. Well, I thought I did. The guy never shipped him out.
Wow.
And you look at all of his reviews, and it's like this mother effer should not be, just going off on him. Anything he sold, he was selling tops traders or top loaders. He was everything, and I got my money back immediately from
That's good.
From eBay, but it really was disappointing.
Hey, how about that second print though?
I'm gonna get. I ordered the second print. I did.
Okay, good.
So I'll get it. Anyways, moving on to your second book that you find most interesting this week. What is it, Chris?
All right. This second book is just nuts. It's nuts. This is gonna have probably, I don't know, our viewers tend to be very, well balanced, but we know that there's such a divide right now between, speculating and what's going on in the market, and a lot of people that get, salty waters when things just take off. But this book took off from the depths of nowhere this last week, guys. And that is Marvel Spotlight #9, featuring Captain Universe. Man, both books, the newsstand and the direct, were in the 4 and 3 spots, I believe. Crazy, guys. Let me tell you, before I even get into this last week's stats, 2 weeks ago on eBay, this is a $5 book all day long, plus shipping. $5 book on eBay, which probably means you can find it in your local LCSs in the dollar bins, maybe $2 or $3. $5 book all day long. Guess what happened this week, guys? A newsstand high grade raw sold for $200, while direct saw a 461% increase in sales and had a high raw of 275. I'm not talking CGC, CBCS, or anything here, guys. I'm talking raw. A $5 book in a matter of about a week, going up to a $200+ book. That's freaking absolutely nutty, guys. So now, here's the spec. Okay, this is the first appearance of Mr. E, who is a Clintar. Huge speculation tying into King of Black. Okay, and that's all I'll say there. And now this Mr. E, not to be confused with Timely's comics, and Timely is basically Marvel. Timely changed to Marvel. There was a Mr. E who was also known as Victor J, who made his first appearance in Daring Mystery Comics #2 in 1940. So that's a Golden Age character that is a completely different character. All right, even though it's technically under the Marvel 616 universe. So this is just blowing my mind, guys. I don't think I have this book. I'm pretty 99% sure I don't have this book because I have a what do you call it? A photographic memory, and seeing the cover, I said, this isn't even really a book that I've even been too familiar with. So am I going to buy this book? Absolutely not. Now, let me talk a little bit about speculation in what's going on with this book. Should you buy this book? I don't think anybody should freaking buy this book whatsoever at all. 100% don't do it. Like, unless you find it in your back issue bins, hey, maybe $10, maybe even $15 if you think it's near mint. I wouldn't spend more than $15 on this book in a near mint copy whatsoever. This is a situation, to me, where people are really just buying into this King in Black stuff right now, and they're going absolutely nuts. Do I think this is going to come down? Yes. Do I think it's going to come down hard? Yes. Do I think that this Mr. E character can substantiate in its correlation to King in Black? Sure. And do I think maybe this book can no longer be that $5 eBay book or that back issue $1, $2 book? Sure. But is it going to stay a $200+ book? I just don't see it happening. But look, I could be wrong. You never know. I would like to revisit this maybe in a couple months when King in Black plays out and see what this book is doing. But look, I'll end on this note, guys, and Jeff. I'm not mad. I am not mad at all that this book is selling for $200 and something. Because guess what happened? Guess what happened? These books were being listed on eBay. Somebody heard about the spec and they started bidding on it. And those high bids started going to 5 to 7 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 50 to 100 and then to $200 plus. It's a natural supply and demand. People demanded it. Maybe they're crazy. Maybe they're spending money that I wouldn't. But oh well, they got the money to spend and they want to spend $200+ on this book. So be it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Nobody's twisting your hand. That's my take.
Planet Arizona brings it up pretty well. This is the strangest spike of the year. It really is. I love it. I love the fact that Peter David, probably working with Donny Cates, went all the way back and reached for this obscure character that now is connected to King in Black and Null. And it's just, I think it's awesome. I love how that, you don't forget the history here. You don't forget, you got these guys that are just doing their research and digging, or maybe just being like, oh, I want to do something with this character that nobody will ever remember. I never heard of this guy. None of us. I guarantee you, none of us have heard of this guy. So I love what they're doing here. All right.
Hey, I just want to say one more thing to that too. To your point, I'm so glad you brought that up. Again, to those people that just hate and hate and hate on new comic books. So they're not not to mock anyone, but they're not what they used to be. Dude, like you said, people are actually doing their research. And I was thinking about that just the other day too, when was I reading Venom or Thor? And I'm thinking like these authors and these creators have to go back and study decades and decades of work, which is like dozens and hundreds of comic books, and digging, and they have to pinpoint exact things to just, even if they make one small reference in a book to something that happened, where in continuity to them may have been only 10 years ago, but in our reality it was 40 years ago, but it was only like 10 years ago in the stories, like when Peter Parker was 15 and now he's 25 or something like that, right? So I just wanted to add to that. I absolutely agree. I think this really speaks volumes to like these people are really paying tribute and staying true to what came before, and you can't be mad at that whatsoever.
Nope, not at all. It's super exciting. It keeps it refreshes everything, along with new characters, but grabbing up old obscure characters and making them relevant.
Exactly.
Again. Super exciting. Anyways, moving on. We have your last book of the week, Chris. What is?
All right. I think we got some folks in the chat that are going to be happy about this one. It's not this one, but I just want to let you guys know again. 1,600 best offer, high grade, rare, newsstand edition, Clone Wars. But I'm showing this again just because I think it's crazy what's going on. You know, we talked about, you know, Marvel Spotlight and I being like so bizarre. This is what's going on with Star Wars is crazy, but it's so crazy in a good way. We got this going on. We know why. And now to add to it, we got this going on. Guys, package deal, 2,500 or best offer, 2,500. Guys, I'm just kidding. It's not for sale. Dude, oh man, Star Wars, Heir to the Empire, #1. First appearance of Thrawn. This book has just been going crazy. We had a 203% increase in sales, a CGC 9.8 sold, breaking that $1,000 mark, guys. Another one that just shows, look, people want their Star Wars. People want their Star Wars. 3 years ago, we were divided. Okay. There was a thorn, a sword driven into the heart of the well, you know what? Honestly, I'll take that back even to 1999, 21 years ago. I mean, Star Wars fans are really fickle. I will say that. And I really, I shake my head at Star Wars fans because so many people came out and hated on the prequels, who George Lucas saw all the way through. And those people ultimately forced George Lucas to sell to Disney. Then Disney takes it, and those same people are mad that Disney's ruining Star Wars. To their argument, though, Kathleen Kennedy, you know, shitted, you know, and missed the toilet, so to say, by bringing in Rian Johnson. I know some people like that film, but that's just my personal take. And not for any reasons because of women characters or purple hair or anything like that. Not at all, just because I just thought it was bad storytelling, and I felt like it had nothing to do with the 8 movies that came before it. So, you know, there's a lot of fickle individuals within the Star Wars fan base, but we are seeing something going on right now, and it's under Disney. It's under Disney, but I think they have learned from the past, and you got people in positions that are making the right artistic decisions, and it's only the beginning, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it with these books. We are seeing it. And this is another one. And I think that this is going to continue to happen. Mandalorian is the setup right now. You know, we're going to have so many things come off from Mandalorian. We know that the Obi-Wan series is coming as well. This is just another book that speaks to what is going on with Star Wars fandom. And I think it's really good, too, because it's showing that there is that connection between comic book hobbyists and Star Wars fans. You know, it's really there, and there's so much in the comics, you know, that, you know, as comic book collectors, we can really value. And I think just, you know, Jon Favreau and Filoni and team are making this happen, and people are going out and demanding it, man. I want to say one more thing too. I saw, I forget who it was, but was it City Limit Comics on Instagram saying, I think first appearance of Star Wars characters in comic books are really weird, and I don't understand the hype, because they're not like the first appearances of characters in, like, a first appearance of a Knoll or a Venom in a comic book, who are comic book characters, and that's when we first see them. You know, these are characters that we see in movies or in, you know, animated TV shows or whatnot, and then, you know, they're coming in the comic books. Although Thrawn, you know, we saw him first in a comic book. So regardless, though, people are demanding it, and it is hot.
Yeah, man, it is, and it's exciting to see, especially for us that grew up on Star Wars and saw all that happened with the prequels and the sequels and the in between with the Clone Wars and Rebels and things like that. There is so much to pull from, and it's so exciting, and the future is just unlimited here. And I think Kathleen Kennedy tried to box it in, saying that there's no source material to choose from, and it's like, you crazy? Like, look at all this stuff. And this, you know, Ahsoka is the perfect example of that in The Mandalorian. So it's a super exciting time to be a Star Wars fan, super exciting time to be a comic book fan. And I'm happy we're all here for the ride. That does end our top 10, our Cover Price top 10 hottest comics of the week. Thank you, Chris, for that. Those 3 picks. We'll have a brand new list next week. I have a feeling, Chris, that some of these books we've seen today and previous weeks will be on next week's list too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Definitely some Star Wars, and I'm, you know, fingers crossed for some more TMNT.